Alright, it is Thursday, which means it's time to take the camper home, get it plugged up, and get ready for the weekend. So I'm just finishing up, checking everything out, making sure everything's good to go. Always gotta give the tires a kick, even though it really doesn't mean anything. I mean, if they're flat, you're gonna see it, but you know, that's just what we do. Us guys, that's what we do. We kick the tires. Yep, they're good. Okay. We'll check the PSI when we get plugged up into the truck. Double check everything. We got power. There. Hitch lock. We're crossed up. You thought you were gonna get me on that one, didn't you guys? Everything's good. Alright, let's roll. Alright, just to show you guys what we use for our TPMS, we use the tire minder, and we really like it. As I say that, it's not working. That's always good. We'll see if that kicks in on our way. It might just, it says no signal, so that kind of happens sometimes. So we'll see if that kicks on.
So welcome to the Simmons Hideout. Today we are headed to Catherine's Landing in Hot Springs. This is a super fun weekend because we're going to a Camp Moix, which is a bunch of people come together. Moix RV in Conway puts it together. They've got food and fun stuff, bands, activities. This is so much fun. This will be our second Camp Moix event. We went once last year, so this is number 2. We are so excited. So Catherine's Landing is more of like a luxury place. It's got a super cool pool, which I think is actually heated, splash pad, a park, a zip line. So there's lots and lots for the kids to do. So we're about 5 minutes away. We are ready to be there. We are all tired, and of course with the hookup process that somebody has to do. Once we get that all done, we can finally relax. We've got some friends coming, 3 other families, a whole bunch of kids. It'll be so much fun. So. There you go, straight back. I think that's good right there.
Here we all set up. We're gonna go to the pool now. Heading over to the pool. Not your typical campground for sure. Bristol. So if you come up to the top of the hill here, this is where the Adventure Works place is. This is where you walk through, and they got zip lines. You kind of zip line from one place to another, and then I think you walk to another place, and then kind of do that all along the woods over here. So this is, when you come in, it's to the right, and you go up this hill right up at the top here. So this is the right side. When you come in the main entrance and turn right, this is the right side over here. They got a dog park back over there. Some good showers, bathrooms. It's really nice. And there's a pond with a little pavilion and some rocking chairs, place to relax. Right over here. So over here is where the walking path is, and it's not much, it's just a walking path that goes around a disc golf course. So here's a little trail. So over here is where their tent pads are. So the walking trail just kind of goes around this outskirts of this disc golf course here. You can see, well, it's not much of a trail. We've been around it once, but it just basically goes around this place. So, but it's something to do if you want to get out. Oh. And there's a place to camp over there, tent camp. So, pretty neat little area. Hey, so it's Saturday night here at Catherine's Landing, and everyone is over at the event. There is a band called Just Saying that's playing every year. Well, the last couple of years they've had this band come out and performed on the Saturday night. So that's where everyone's at. I'm here. We put the baby down, so I'm on baby duty, listening to the baby monitor, making sure she's alright, and holding down the fort here. There's 4 campsites here for us with the people. So there we are, and we're with them, and then there's another one on the other side of us that's with us, and then this one over here, and we got quite the setup over here. Pretty neat. There's Abby. Let's say, hi, Abby. Yeah, she's just chilling. So I'm just waiting on them to get tired of listening to music and come back. Walk over here and see if you can't. You might be able to hear it. I don't know if you can hear it or not. This doesn't seem to have a very good sound quality camera, but there's the pavilion right there, so they're over there. Probably can't see anything, but maybe you can hear it. That's a pretty cool camper right there if you like Harley Davidson. But so we're just waiting for the crew to get back. Kind of enjoy the peace and quiet when you can have it. So doesn't really hurt my feelings any. So. Well, you're probably wondering right now, how come nothing happened Saturday night? Well, I'll tell you what, Saturday evening and today, Sunday, turned out to be a rough little stretch. I'll try not to leave something out because there was a lot going on. So first of all, we'll start Saturday afternoon. Our air conditioner kind of stopped working. So it basically, anyone who knows anything about campers knows air conditioner can freeze up. And when it freezes up, it pretty much is just the fans blowing, and it's not, the condenser's not working. Well, I had a few things happen. So luckily, when we were camping, we were camping with the people that actually the people that we bought it from, the RV dealer. So they always have a few events every year, and they bring technicians with them so that if you need something for them to work on, they're there to help. So I learned a lot. So first thing I learned is when you have an AC problem and you start to work on said air conditioner, to shut it off first. So I stuck my finger up in a place I shouldn't have and got me a pretty good boo-boo. So that pretty much started it off. And so anyways, long story short, come to find out when they came and looked at it that the sensor that goes into the coil that senses when the air conditioner does freeze up, that lowers I guess the fan on it to keep it from freezing up, came out of the coil. So once that sensor came out and it froze all up, it was just blowing at a low speed, just blowing air. It wasn't, the condenser wasn't working, nothing in the AC was basically working. So I mean, it wasn't super hot this weekend. It was Saturday, kind of was cloudy, rainy, and then sun would come out, so it's real humid. But it wasn't summer heat bad like it does here in Arkansas. So it wasn't too unbearable. So, I mean, I'm just lucky that they were there to service it and work on it, and I learned a lot, other than just not sticking your finger up in the air conditioner that's running. But, so I was thankful that they were there to fix that. So Saturday evening, the last time that I was filming with you all, I was waiting on everyone to get back from the concert. Well, they came back, and they came back in a hurry. One of the young guys, I think he's 10, he got in some trail mix and had a really bad allergic reaction to, I think we narrowed it down to the cashew or the almond nut, because he had peanut butter before and, you know, never had issues. So I think they narrowed it down to either the cashew or almond. But anyway, he had a really bad allergic reaction that luckily we had several nurses within the group of 4, and they had the correct stuff to help him and really help clear his airways, so that the ambulance could come and, you know, take him to the hospital and take care of him from there. But we gave him some Benadryl and some shot of something. I don't even know. Not my field, so I don't know. But we are lucky that, you know, we were able to have the correct stuff there. So I know not everyone's going to be able to carry things that nurses can carry and administer shots, but, you know, have a handy first aid kit, which we don't have. So we will now be purchasing a really good first aid kit to keep with us, so that, you know, we can help, you know, take care of the kids when they get hurt, or me, you know, because I stick my fingers in air conditioners that are running. So alright, so they got back. He was okay after he got back. So, let's see, I'm trying not to forget anything because a whole lot happened. So Sunday we're getting packed up. We're getting ready to leave. We're leaving, and I mean, it wasn't no big deal. I forgot a table, and they kind of flagged us down. I thought when they were yelling at us, I forgot to unhook something or was leaking sewer or something. But so I turned around, went back, got the table. When I got the table, my Band-Aid and glue came off when I was getting the tailgate, so I started bleeding everywhere again. And I mean, it was about the 3rd time I had super glued my cut back, 2 cuts really from the fan. So once I got that all fixed up, we left and went to lunch. And when I got to lunch, when we stopped in Little Rock for lunch, I realized that I had completely lost one of the covers to the battery that sits up front. We have 2 batteries, and one of the tops to I noticed a strap just laying down. Well, the cover on top of the battery is completely gone. So what had happened was, when we first got there, the dealer, the technicians, apparently there was a recall on the solar prep. We have the Solar Flex 200, I think, that's prepped on the hideouts. So it's got a solar panel, and it's prepped for you to do all the work. I think all I got to do is add an inverter, and it's ready to go. But anyways, they were servicing that, and I guess they forgot to strap the top of the battery box back down. So, and of course it's supposed to rain tonight or tomorrow morning, and so I've had to rig it up and put a cardboard box over the top until I can, I guess, find me the correct top to it, or tell them and hopefully get a box. I mean, it's just a mistake. It's not anyone's fault. So I mean, I'm not mad at them. I mean, all the stuff they do, and they helped us a lot. So, but one thing I did forget before that happened, when we were leaving, so the front of our camper has sliding doors that kind of give you some privacy, I guess, from the rest of the camper. Well, they have little buttons on the sides that keep them from moving, and then they have a button in the middle. Well, we get out. I mean, we hadn't driven 2 miles from the campground, and I asked Ashley, I said, did you button the doors down? Because I knew I hadn't. And she said, no, I don't think I did. And I said, I know I didn't. And so I pulled over on the on-ramp, and lo and behold, doors right off the track, nearly on the ground, both of them. And so, it wasn't easy to get it back, and I wasn't able to do it right then and there, so I just kind of stood them up and buttoned them to where they wouldn't, slide around on the rest of the way home. But when we got home, I was able to get it buttoned up and fixed, or not buttoned up, but I was able to put it back on the little track, which it's not just sitting a roller on a track anymore. It's putting your fat fingers through this little tiny spot and trying to connect this to this and then lock it into place. And so it's been one heck of a day. See, we left the campground at 11 a.m. It's now 6:30 p.m. and I just dropped off the trailer and heading back home and gonna get some dinner and get ready, get the girls ready for bed. So, I mean, as anyone starting camping, you always say double check everything. Don't get in a hurry. I mean, we weren't even really in that much of a hurry, and you can forget things. I recommend getting a checklist and printing it off or putting it on a marker board and just mark it off as you do it. When you have 3 kids and one of them's 15 months old, it's kind of easy to get off track and forget something. Because Ashley's trying to keep, the kids at bay while I'm trying to do some work, and then while, she tries to help every bit she can. It's just not always that easy to do when you got the little one running around trying to jump off stairs, which she almost did. That was another thing. Got another scar from that right here. She had her hand on the door of the camper when I was coming in, and as soon as I opened that door, she come flying at me, and I had something in my hand, and luckily I was able to grab her before she went down. But things like that. Another reason to have a good first aid kit. So that's one thing we're going to be adding to our list. So don't get in a hurry. Double check everything. Don't stick your hand in a running air conditioner. Main thing you can do. That's the best thing you can do. Best advice I can give you after this trip is to not do that. And so that's really the only physical pain from this weekend. Everything else is just mental. So I'm sorry we didn't film a whole lot. We were with 4 families that had, we had 13 kids total. So I don't really feel comfortable recording other people's kids. One family said that they didn't mind, but I didn't want to film other people's kids or other people, without really telling them what was going on or anything like that. So there's not really a whole lot. I tried to get as much as I could. I really wanted to drive around the campground and kind of show everyone both sides. I did walk some and got some of that footage, but so I hope if anyone's interested in going to Catherine's Landing that we were able to provide something of use. And our next trip, I'm not real sure. So we got a couple options. We were supposed to go to Silver Dollar City, but we're having to cancel that because of school. So we will keep y'all updated with that, and we'll see y'all in a couple weeks, hopefully. So we'll see y'all then.